All right, Rachel, why don't you tell us your crazy story before we get the absolute heck out of here?
Okay, so last week, so in the United States, for our Canadian listeners, of which I know we have quite a few of, their education system is different down here. They don't have publicly funded education the way that we do. So like they have to like raise money for things like textbooks and like, you know, like normal school things that we just show up to school and are there.
That we take for granted, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we went to this thing called the Tricky Tray, and it's basically a fundraiser for a school.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is they get people to like donate prizes, and you buy your ticket, and it comes with like raffle tickets, and you could put the tickets in. But then there's always like an activity or whatever where you can win more raffle tickets to like put in for prizes. And there's like the prizes that are worth like less than $500, and then there's the prizes that are worth more than $500. For example, like at this one that I went to, you can get like an Hermes bracelet, a YSL bag, front row tickets to Yankees Cubs with club access,
God dang.
a trip to Ireland for a week. Like this is the level of stuff.
Bougie.
So the activity that you could do to win more tickets was blackjack.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, I am a blackjack player, and a decent blackjack player at that. So I was like, you know what? It's for the kids. Like, if I lose money, it just goes to the kids, and if I win money, then it goes to the kids anyways, because it's raffle tickets. So, like, It's a win-win for the kids. I don't feel bad about this. Okay, so we get our tickets, and we put them in. We identify what we want, Nick and I. There is an electric scooter, like one of those, like, that you see those people ripping around Toronto in. And I was like, I want that. That's what I want. I don't want the YSL purse. I don't want the Apple Watch. I don't want the Hermes, but I want the scooter. So I put like 3 tickets in for like all of that stuff. And then I go to the scooter and I win like 40 extra tickets playing blackjack. And I put like 5 to 8 tickets in this thing. Nick goes and puts tickets in like other stuff, and he mistakenly puts tickets in for a coffee basket.
Okay. What's in the coffee basket?
Coffee liqueur, and like like an espresso martini kind of vibe situation. Keeping in mind that I am anaphylactic to coffee.
Amazing.
So,
yeah.
He meant to put it in for the vodka martini one and accidentally put it in for the coffee one and didn't realize. So they start raffling it off, and he wins the coffee one. He won the coffee one. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, you gotta be kidding. If this is the only thing we're gonna win tonight, and it's not even something we can use because I will die. Lo and behold, all of a sudden they're like, all right, we're raffling off the scooter. And I'm like, I'm locked in, I'm ready. And it's my first tricky tray, like I barely know how this crap works, right? And I didn't tell him that I put extra tickets in, so he thinks I only put 1 ticket in. All of a sudden they call the table, and it's like table 2, and I'm like, that's our table. And so everyone at the table starts going like, who put in for the scooter? Who put in for the scooter? And it's me and only one other person. And I'm like, how many tickets did you put in? And she's like, just 1. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I won this scooter. This thing is so friggin' big, Mike. 2 people had to carry it over. They read off the tag, and I'm like, that's me! Nick looks at me, and he's like, are you kidding me?
What is more likely to kill you? The coffee or a scooter accident?
The scooter. So he won't let me ride this scooter until I get a helmet because he's like, I don't trust you because you're accident prone.
Yeah, you'll text me on like Wednesday at 4:59 being like, "Oh, by the way, I had to get my leg amputated because it exploded in, like in a scooter accident." I'll be like, "Oh, okay." Like, wouldn't even shock me at this point.
I went to a tricky tray having never been there before, and I won a scooter.
You came home with 2 lethal things to you, specifically.
I know, literally. One that causes anaphylaxis, which I'm pretty sure we're giving to his sister, and then another thing that, like, there's going to be an Instagram video at some point of me just eating absolute on this scooter.
You'll never live to see the Leafs make the third round again. Like
No.
this is crazy. Oh
All
my
right,
God.
so that's my story, and I was like, Mike's gonna get a kick out of the fact that I
Oh
did
my
this.
God. You're gonna die. It's gonna be ridiculous. Oh my
The
God.
podcast is over because Rachel had a scooter accident.
Exactly. Well, on that note, everyone say goodbye to Rachel because she is going to die.
And if for those of you who are looking for Hockey Canada trial updates, from now
Yep.
on, every weekend, because we're going to wait till like court finishes at the end of every weekend there's going to be a special episode, so we don't have to put trigger warnings on our regular episodes, so you guys can just enjoy these episodes. These are meant to be fun. And then for those of you that are tuning in because of some of the Hockey Canada updates, there will be special episodes for that where we'll run down the facts, read them off, what happened, what you need to know kind of heading into the next week. So look out for that. That'll drop either Saturday afternoon or Sunday so that you can listen to it prior to the next week starting. And on that note, we will end this podcast. It was fun. Mike's computer just randomly died, so that's cool. And we'll be back next week. And like I said, look out for the Hockey Canada episode. Thanks, everyone.